Okay, well, I'm in the shop today and I'm getting to play with my new machine. I had been looking for a low-speed grinder, something specifically just to use for tools such as lathe chisels, and I wanted something that was beefy and heavy, and so ultimately I settled on getting the RIKON. This is the model 80-820. This is a 1 horsepower grinder. 8-inch wheels, and as you'll see, these wheels are wide, just over 1.5 inches in width. Certainly makes it easier to manage the wheel surface as you wear it down, and also if you have a larger tool that you happen to be trying to grind, it gives you more flexibility. I looked at a variety of grinders. I thought originally I would get the Buck Tool 1/2 horsepower or 3/4 horsepower, or I also came close to buying the Bailey 1/2 horsepower. The Bailey is nice in that, well, currently it's on sale, and also on the tables for the tools, it actually has an angle indicator. Now, I decided I probably will end up getting one of those fancy Wolverine jigs to help determine precise angles for grinding tools. And so I also decided I wanted a heavier unit. Well, this is heavy. This weighs over 50 pounds. It's 1 horsepower, and it is designed just for low speed grinding. In fact, the wheels, and speaking of heavy, these wheels are 7 pounds each. And so I had looked at some of the dual speed or variable speed grinders, thinking, well, at some point I might need to do some high speed grinding, but I decided, no, I just want one machine to do one thing really well. I also noticed that in most of the dual speed and variable speed grinders, the lowest end of the range in terms of RPM was higher than the speed most low speed grinders are set at. This low speed grinder is rated at 1,780 RPMs. Most of them are about the same speed. And so I decided, well, some of the dual or variable speed grinders aren't specifically made for this purpose. I decided I just want one tool that's going to do one thing well. And so I bought a heavy unit, 1 whole horsepower, which is a large motor for just a benchtop grinder. Assembly is pretty straightforward. It came with the wheels already attached. I did take a look inside to make sure it appeared that they were attached properly, as far as I could tell. The only assembly really required are 3 things, 3 things for each wheel. The first is putting in the spark arrestor. Now, these screws were very tight. I just used a hand screwdriver, which is what I would recommend, so you don't strip the screw heads. In fact, at first I thought, well, maybe the wrong screws were included, or the holes weren't milled properly, but after a little bit of effort, it was no problem. Got the spark arresters installed. Then each side has a table. The tables can be adjusted a variety of different ways, in and out, up and down, and then of course the angle of the table itself, parallel or perpendicular, I should say, to the wheel. And the table's just quite literally 2 toggle screws to install. And then each side has an eye guard. On this side I installed the standard eye guard. It comes with 2 standard eye guards, 1 for each side, and 2 magnifying eye guards. And on the other side, I installed the magnifying eye guard. And I think eventually I will install the magnifying eye guard on both sides, because it is a nice touch to have a little bit better view. Now, these wheels are made out of the vitrified aluminum oxide, which is a step up from a lot of wheels that you find standard on these machines. As I said, they're heavy. They weigh 7 pounds each. This machine also comes with an LED light that I would describe as adequate. I don't think it's going to be the only light I eventually have once I have this installed permanently. A nice touch here, you have dust ports behind each wheel. I did try it out with an extractor, and it worked really well to clear debris out of the wheels. The machine's pretty quiet. I'll start it up here in a moment. You will hear some noises just because I have it sitting on a mobile workstation with a lot of crap sitting on top. And so there'll be vibrations that will cause some noises, but it's not the grinder itself. Those noises are from just the fact that I've been too lazy to clean up after my last project. So let's hear how quiet this is. So you hear it engage. Just have the motor hum, basically. I'm pretty confident that as soon as I have it bolted permanently in place on a workbench, as opposed to being on a mobile cart, the vibrations will be well contained. Very simple operation. So far, playing around with it, sharpening a couple of lathe chisels, I've been real happy with it, and I'm glad I went with a heavier unit. So again, the RIKON 80-820, I bought it from Acme Tools. I paid full retail price plus tax. Came to just over $300. They shipped it out FedEx. I had it 2 days after ordering, which surprised me a little bit how quickly they got it to me. And so far, so good. If you have any questions or want me to address anything else, let me know.